Moment. We're just going to have I'm just going to ask 2 or 3 questions. Just going to start kind of Q&A. Then I'm just going to open it up if anyone wants to ask any questions after that. And please do so. How about the chairs? Do you want to sit down? Okay. Right.
Yes.
I think 3. You can come and sit too.
You want to sit down?
Yeah, I'm going to sit over. Why don't you go over there?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect there. Okay. Well, congratulations again. Congratulations on such an awesome collaboration. I suppose the first question really is about that. You know, how did the collaboration start? You know, why did you collaborate with Marriott? Why did Marriott think Autograph would be a perfect collaborative brand for
Yeah, I can start with that. Just the collaboration was long overdue. If you ask me, we known each other for a long time, and you know, there has been projects in the past. We were really keen to work with Marriott, but we couldn't make it happen. So when we had this project, we thought, you know, this would be something that would be really, really good to work with Marriott, because when we chose who to work with, there has to be, you know, really strong, not only from the branded resident standpoint, but from the hotel standpoint as well. And Marriott ticked all the boxes. They've been, you know, in the branded resident sector much longer than any other operator, and we felt there is a strong brand fit with the Autograph collection.
How about you, Penny? Why did you go with Capstone?
So for us, from 2 parts, like from a customer perspective, we want to be where our customer wants to be, both from a hotel and residential perspective. So Bangkok is a highly desirable location. Particular location of the project also very fit into what the customer are looking for. Second one is also the collaborative partner where they can deliver a good product on hotel residential, and they have Capstone have really good experience. And also on the branding side, Kun Jung mentioned that Autograph is like very unique, exactly like nothing else. And when they brought the project for the discussion, it was very highly customized and individualized, and so it clicked on the boxes of what we are looking for. And it's been a very fruitful collaboration.
That's great. What about? I know you talked about fires. I'm going to come back to you on that. But did that have? I mean, so Asia Pacific in terms of the buying market into branded residences and into your Marriott residences. Are there any particular trends? You know, what are they looking for in particular, and why do you think this is a good fit?
So buyer who residential unit owner who own branded residences, they are well traveled, they very sophisticated, and they looking for more than just a property. They're looking for eco lifestyle, so they would be looking for products where their flexibility, highly designed. Also from an operational perspective, they can integrate the hospitality-led experience into their living experience. And then also the part where we carry over from a hotel perspective is the asset protection. So if they basically, when we are to manage the project on their behalf, we want to make sure that the public area will be maintained and taken care of from a long-term prospect.
That sounds great. How about just from your perspective on that? We're in Singapore. Any comments on the Singapore market would be great. But in terms of Phuket, it's a very international market, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, what sort of buyer demographic do you have at the moment? What sort of countries are buying?
Yeah, there are a number of nationalities that has bought into our project. Like I told you earlier, we counted, you know, about 24, right? So it's a very diverse.
Any of those from Singapore?
There are. In fact, I think Singapore was probably the fourth in terms of the number of buyers.
In Asia or
Or
globally?
within these 24 countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Singapore has been, very strong from the get-go, right? I think maybe it's the proximity, maybe it's the understanding of, investment investing into Thailand. But that's why we felt that there is, really fantastic opportunity to be here. A lot of the buyers, and it's very diverse in terms of why they chose to buy into our project. Some are looking for retirement. It was very clear for them, they want to live here. They calculated how much they have to pay, common area fee and everything, and they will do it once they retire. There are some that actually bought it for lifestyle. They know that they're gonna have holidays in Thailand, once or twice a year, and they want to have a home there rather than to go to hotel. Some are looking at the potential return, and they chose to make decision based on that. So there are very diverse group of buyers here that we see.
No, that sounds great. Penny, from your side, as a brand, how much can you influence the developer? I mean, where do you bring that influence into the project? I mean, there's obviously the uniqueness of the brand aspect, but in what else?
So yes, there's a whole machine behind the whole machine behind behind just the Autograph Collection brand, right? And Khun Jung have touched base in various aspects. First is the branding positioning.
Yeah.
Especially for kind of lifestyle brand like Autograph Collection, you will be able to bring out a very unique story. And then there are to ensure that the project being developed, designed, according to the brand standard, but also very well versed with what the market is looking for.
Yeah.
And that's where the developer expertise and experience is also very important to be a very collaborative process. And also the attention to details, as Khun Jung mentioned about the quality of the fit out, the product that we were buying into. And then once we also work very closely with our operation team to ensure that the layout will be make sense when we operate the properties and we be able to deliver the service. And after that is also how we will take care of the project after it open. And Khun Jung also mentioned about Onvia, which is from a property unit owner. You are now a part of the Marriott family. Currently we have 16,500 unit buyers. And we want to grow further, right? And now we have 10,000 hotels globally. So the residential unit owner, when we travel, they're gonna be a part of bigger family and all the benefit they're going to get, not only at the property, but also when they travel globally.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. How important is this kind of quality assurance to your buyers? So when a buyer walks into the room, there's what are the top? Is it in the top three?
Oh,
so for example,
for sure, yeah.
I mean,
think it's I would say definitely in the top three,
Yeah.
and the top three I think it ranks equally. So it definitely help create much more awareness of what we're offering. It gives quality assurance, right? Not only about the project itself, but about after they after we hand over the unit, who is looking after their investment, right? And the longevity, the capital appreciation, right? Although we are very careful about setting the right expectation, communicating to the buyer the right way, but at the same time, I think there is that trust that the brand carries, right? And also that trust that we as the developer carries. It goes a long way in giving them the confidence.
I don't know how many people know Phuket, how well you know Phuket, but Bang Tower is certainly a hot spot in a very competitive space. Is that one of the competitive? That's one of the advantages that it gives you.
For sure,
competitive space.
for sure. And because of the growth for Phuket in the past few years, as you can imagine, when the market is so hot and strong, there's a full range of developer that enter the market, right? It goes from the number one developer in Thailand to a first-time developer based in Phuket, or actually based from other countries as well. So it's a full range, and as the foreign buyer going to Phuket, CDRE told you just now, some of them bought the property on their first trip, right? So what gives them that comfort and confidence? It's about who we are. It's about the brand. But there are some developers that actually really convince the buyer to buy their unit without having any prior track record, right? And so it's a full range, and that's where our project really stood out. It's the collaboration.
Okay, fantastic, thank you. I'm going to invite Punanji to come up here, and if anybody's got any questions, your tough data questions, can go to this lady here. We have brand, we have developer here, so if there's anybody's got any additional questions, now is a great time to ask them. Otherwise, we'll go to lunch, and you can always ask them over lunch. Anybody, please? Okay.
So I have a number of questions. Hi, I'm Jovi Arad from the Edge of Singapore. I have questions for Austria actually. So just checking, you said Singapore is your fourth market for buyers, right? What are the top three markets right now based on sales so far?
Thailand, Japanese, Russia.
Okay. Okay, got it. Can I also ask about sales volume so far? Because there are two phases, so I'm assuming units from all three blocks have been launched already.
We're only doing phase 1 at the moment, so just the first 2 blocks, right? So over the past 4 months, we sold in value, I would say about 30 million Sing.
Okay. Okay. Roughly how many units is that?
Roughly, I think it's better to communicate in terms of value, but it's over 70 units.
Okay, got it. All right, thanks. And also, can I ask about supply coming online in fourth quarter 2027? That's your timeline they're opening, right? Just trying to get a sense of what the Bangtao new residential launch pipeline looks like around that time. So, what are buyers looking when they come to this place?
There's still upcoming supply, but I would say, there's still a lack of quality supply for the market.
Right.
There are only 3 branded residential projects within the same segment that we are in Phuket at the moment. So most of the supply are on the non-branded segment. If I get the statistic right, I think it's only about 10% in terms of the supply being branded residences.
Okay.
So for sure, and these 10% are the 10% that has really strong reception across the board. So I think we're still very confident in terms of the demand, looking for quality products.
Okay, all right, thank you. So I have a number of questions. Should I just go through them now first?
Yeah, no problem at all. Unless anybody else, if anybody else is dying to ask a question, please jump in.
This is one of the few freehold projects that's being marketed in Phuket, isn't it?
There are, I guess, from my side, there are other freehold projects being offered in Phuket.
Branded residences, right? Are they all?
The other 2 branded residences are also freehold, but I think what's unique about Thailand is that you could choose to own a freehold asset on a leasehold basis as well. So you can register a lease on the back of the freehold ownership of the unit, and that's sometimes the customer preferred mode of investment, believe it or not, because there are some countries in terms of money flowing out of their country, it's easier when it's leasehold than freehold, right? And it's also where their money is, right? If the money is in Thailand already, for foreign buyer to actually register legal ownership on freehold, they have to move their money outside and then re-enter Thailand again. And sometimes they don't want to do that. So there's some group of customers who prefer leasehold because of that convenience. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, does that movement of money have to go through a bank? Because in 2017, I bought a property in Pattaya, and we had to transfer it through a bank. We couldn't do it through other means. But now with WISE and the like coming on, it's very easy to transfer money. But is it acceptable to the Thai government?
That's a very good question, because right now, what you need when it comes to transferring freehold ownership of condominium unit, what you need is what you call the FET, the foreign exchange transaction slip. The bank could only issue that if they could verify that the money coming in from overseas is specifically for this purchase. Now, our bank is not big on crypto, so anything from crypto exchange platform, it's a no-no. But if it's through a SWIFT transaction from another bank, I think that's for sure with the right notes reference to the project, they can issue an FET. And if they can issue an FET, we can do the proper land transfer. Now, if it's not through a bank, what do you mean? You mean like through like other exchange or?
Yeah, there's like Wise transfers. You just go online and do it through their system.
You can do that as long as the Thai bank on the receiving end can verify that it's fiat, it's not cryptocurrency, and it comes from a legitimate source, and it's for this buyer. They can issue an FET.
What happened with us is that because we had to pay in installments, we went through the bank and it was very expensive. Then somebody told us, well, go to a Thai person who has transfer money. They transfer for their nationals back home.
Yeah.
So we went to them and it was very cheap. But then when the money got to our bank, the bank wouldn't give us the FIT. Because
Our bank can. I verify
well,
with them.
they
Yeah.
specifically said because the money went from where we sent it from in Singapore
Yeah.
to their business partners in Thailand,
Oh, then you
then
can.
to our bank.
Yeah, because our bank has to be the first to receive the money from overseas. That's the only way.
It's a bit of a quirk that if you don't know
Yeah.
it can be problematic.
It can be really problematic. We have a lot of questions like that, and recently we answered one. Exactly your case. They were gonna transfer the money into someone else's bank account in Thailand, and then that person transferred to us, and we said we can't do that. It has to be. We have to be the first recipient of the money from overseas.
Let other people go. I could keep you busy all afternoon.
We can park you at lunch for that. It's all good. Joe, you got anything?
Yeah, so just one question on CBRE. I think you mentioned the seaplane port coming online end of this year. How do you think that might affect visitor figures, visitor demographics coming to Phuket? Any impact you think on even homeowners or potential buyers for the area?
For new accessibility coming up in the country, I think that will positively affect the market, that's for sure. But as to how much, since it is the first time, I cannot answer. But of course, on the high-end tourism, I think they are looking for convenience because instead of going to a faraway island and they have to take speedboats for like an hour or two, then they can take seaplanes for like 15 or 20 minutes. So when it is convenient, it will bring more high net worth people from around the world. So I think that would positively affect the tourism market.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And one question I think from Marriott. Have you announced more details about the hotel component? How many keys will that be? What's the timeline for that like?
We haven't. No. Oh, actually, I think we
We
did.
briefly mentioned, but the focus right now is on the residential project, a component. You might wanna share the details for them?
Yeah, I think we did share that in the past as well.
Yeah.
126 key.
Okay.
Completion date 2030. So it's still a few years away for the hotel.
All right. Thank you.
Are there any other components to the development? Is there retail or
Yes,
whatever else?
yes, there is a retail component in the front of the project. That's actually already completing. We'll be starting the transfer already next month. Right, that has been sold out already, very well received by the market. Like I said, we retained the approval right to whom they lease out to. So we want to make sure whoever comes, to rent the retail space is complementary to the rest of the development components.
What other projects have you done?
Other projects? Yeah, we did one of the top 10 most expensive residential project in Thailand. It's called Ton Son Wan. It's in the Plunjit area, very close to Central Embassy. Right, we also have a commercial development right opposite, so in that same area on Plunjit Road as well. That one we actually just completed 2 years ago, fully let out, the first BlueDog in Thailand. We have done, their competitor, a hotel in Samui, and that's, we sold that about 3 years ago. The award-winning, hotel in Samui on the beach, Kimpton Kitale. In Samui. We've done, actually 4 other projects in Bangkok. The quarter development in Sukhumvit 31, quarter development in Sukhumvit 39, quarter development in Sukhumvit 55, which is the so-called Thong Lo area. And we've done another high-rise project in the Siam area, the National Stadium. It's 188 units, Cooper Siam. So we've done quite a few, and these are just after my previous life. I used to work for a hospitality company as well, Minor International, in the past. So I left the company in 2013, and since then, started doing our own development.
Sorry to keep everybody from their lunch, but we do have one more question. You're bringing in people, these other projects, and I've been to their presentations too in Singapore and in Phuket. You're bringing more people into the island. Is the infrastructure keeping up? The roads, the water, the sewers,
Yeah.
all that, is that being
Yeah.
upgraded to meet
It's
the
being
increased needs?
upgraded, but it hasn't kept up with the development as yet. Though, we're not new to this. Thailand has always been like this. The private sector is so much faster than the public sector. And so we have to adopt the approach to work with the public sector. So as I touch on it briefly, instead of waiting for the government to help us with the expansion of the waterway or the drainage, right? We are in fact doing that for them right now. So we volunteer to pay to help upgrade the infrastructure that is adjacent to our project. So not only the waterway in the back of the project, but also the drainage facilities and the pedestrian walkway in the front of the project to make sure that we don't have to wait for anybody. That's part of what we know we have to do. Not only for Phuket, actually for Bangkok too. Some infrastructure around the area, you just gotta do it first, and the government can come in later. They benefit from us, but that's the way it is. The airport we can do, so hopefully the airport comes in fast.
Sorry, I just have one last question.
Sure.
Just for the panel here, I think, has the proposition for Phuket weakened in any way with surging tourist figures towards Vietnam, you think? So what is the proposition for Phuket as a primary residence venue compared to maybe other similar growing destinations in Vietnam?
No, I don't think so, because Phuket, well, I'm Vietnamese, right? So the fact about the Vietnam tourism have grown significantly, it is very heartening, but I think the pie is big enough, and then people, and also the customer base also switching, right? But Phuket always have this base of very, and then the great thing about Thailand is that people keep coming back. And Vietnam is still a market where people would come the first time as an exotic location. But when you look at Phuket, like in terms of infrastructure, accessibility, the offering is unique to none. So I do think that it would really complementary in terms of the travel around Asia rather than like one basically customer base taking away from each other. It's not competition. It's very complementary in terms of the market.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I shared it with my
Please.
colleague from Stack. So I noticed that you put in your slides that there are a total of 408 units, and you did allocate a number of 302 for the 1 bedrooms and 106 for 2 bedrooms, but none for the 3 bedrooms. And you also didn't focus too much on the 3 bedrooms. Is there a reason why?
Oh no, the 3 bedroom is actually for some of the 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. that are right next to each other. We purposely design them so that you can take out the partition between the living space and connect the living space. We didn't have the perspective for the 3-bedroom as yet. That's something that we continue to work on with Marriott. So that's why I didn't show the perspective. I didn't touch it on too much, but the 3-bedroom actually were one of the most popular among the customer who plan to live there themselves for their family. But this has been, what we did with the other projects in Bangkok too. We did the exact same formula. We've got the 1-bedroom and we got the 2-bedroom, but we designed them such that the living space are connected, right? Because it has to be like that, otherwise the MEP doesn't work. And that's the same approach we have for Kela as well.
Yeah, and allow me to just add on one point. I wouldn't say that owners, developer wouldn't focus on the 3 bedrooms. Because at the end of the day, Marriott doesn't drive the sales and marketing, but we just want to make sure that the product being offered to the market is catering to the market. So one of the things that we ask all the developers to do in any project is to do a market study commissioned by third-party consultants who have a lot of experience in the market to make sure that what being offered out there would fit locally and also the buyer profile, right? So we want the project to be successful. Hope it helps.
Hello, anybody else? Okay, I would like to thank you all very much. We're gonna